we go again then for another round of Grand Prix action. The conditions are just right to spice up the racing in this part of the world today, and we're all itching to get underway. I'm joined again today by none other than Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, obviously there's a lot of development work that goes on with these cars between the races. You've been both a test driver and a race driver. What differences are there in the way you approach those roles?
Interesting question, Crofty. They're two very different mindsets. I mean, when I tested for BAR, we had full in-season testing where, per driver, you'd cover up to 15,000 kilometres per season. And in that role, it was more about working for the team, trying to help them improve the car and drive as systematically as you could, so that that data could be analysed in the most consistent way. When you're lining up on the grid for a race, however, your frame of mind's all about what you can get out of the situation on that day, and the car's the tool to help you achieve what you want. You still want to focus on setup, of course, but it's more about the here and now, getting yourself as far up the field as possible, and less about development work for the future.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen and Verstappen, Massa, Sainz, Perez and Nico Hülkenberg, Alonso, Magnussen, Daniel Kvyat and Palmer, Grosjean, Ocon, Lance Stroll and Stoffel van Dorn. Wehrlein and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
No heroics into Sandoval, please. We're in amongst the pack and just need to stay in one piece. ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1:18.8. Position. Perez ahead. Okay. That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Look at where Romain GROSJEAN finished compared to where he started. That's a really strong performance, so driver of the day has to go to him, I think.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.